What is up, guys? It's been a super busy week. Right now I'm dealing with the fact that I put these sourdough loaves in the fridge overnight so they could get good and sour, and I pulled them out and now they've risen. I have somewhere I need to be. This is the problem with sourdough. It's like, it is a time commitment. Let's see if Maya can bake them for me. I gotta go pick my sister-in-law up at the airport. She's coming back from Arkansas where she was visiting. And I'm gonna take you guys outside real quick. We're gonna look at a couple of things and I gotta go, and then I'll be back and finish this vlog. All right, let's preheat it. Maya said he could bake the bread for me. That needs, it needs to be cleaned off. So we always preheat our bread pan. So this is a bread pan. Sometimes we do it in a Dutch oven. I really like this. This was actually sent to me by a viewer. Miss Jen sent that to me, and I really like it. We're gonna stick that in so it can get hot. Maya's gonna come outside with me, but then he'll bake these 2 loaves. Sourdough's so worth it, right?
Yeah, it's delish.
So we are getting ready to just like fully gear into gardening. Got a really cool order from Stark Brothers the other day, and I'm gonna go into more detail about this later, but I'm gonna show you a little bit now. So right here, soaking in these buckets, I've got everything that was bare root, muscadines, some grapes, some raspberries, and then over here are some trees. Some peach trees, mulberries, figs, pears. That's different kinds of them. There's a plum, lots of different kinds of trees. I've got some key limes and asparagus. And then over here, even more trees. So lots of figs here, some apples. Here are blackberries down here. All right, I'm trying to hide out down here where it's not so windy. So the USDA zone chart denotes how cold it gets in a place. It is the average low temperatures. It goes in 10-degree ranges. Of course, it was developed in the United States, therefore it's in Fahrenheit. And I know some places like places in the UK have adopted this, and so you'll hear people gardening in like England saying they're in zone 8 or whatever, but it doesn't mean anything other than it shows how cold it gets. So I used to be in Arkansas in zone 7, and now I'm in South Carolina in zone 8. All the other gardening stuff is the same here. The heat of the summer is very much the same as it was in Arkansas. We start seeds the exact same time here. Our growing season is the same length. I think it freezes just a little bit later here, like by maybe a couple of weeks. But the winters are colder in Arkansas. It freezes deeper there. Therefore, people grow more things here, like I can grow citrus, because the citrus trees can't live in a really deep freeze, but they can live in a light freeze, which is what we get here. So zones don't really matter for like growing tomatoes. Your growing season length matters for that. So, and that often coincides. So a lot of times you'll have people who are in like zone 4 where it gets very, very, very cold in the winter, and they have a 100-day growing season. So they don't have very long, and so therefore they might not be able to grow some of the same things. But that's not because they're zone, that's because they're growing season. And yes, they live in a colder place, so it gets colder sooner, it stays colder later. All of that to say, I know I just went down that little rabbit trail, but, oh, hey, Bear. Stark Brothers, they have this whole thing where you can put your zone in, because when you're buying fruit trees or any perennial plants, zones matter a lot, because if you put something that can't withstand a really cold freeze and you live in an area where there is a really cold freeze, it won't be perennial. What a perennial just means through the years, and a perennial is a plant that lives through the year. So like if you live in a place that doesn't freeze, pepper plants are perennial. In fact, you can save pepper plants by taking them in. If you can protect them from the freeze, they'll keep living year after year. And I liked Stark Brothers because this is a new zone for me, and like for instance, some apple trees can't grow where it doesn't freeze. So I was able to go in and put my zone, my region, and make sure that I'm getting varieties that work well here. All right, it's the evening now. Oh, somebody must be burning something. It's really hazy out here. It just all of a sudden blew over. So I picked my sister-in-law up from the airport. Jeremiah made the sourdough. And I'm just giving my little seedlings here in my cheapy plastic greenhouse a quick drink. I actually just paused and filmed a short review video. I'll put it up tomorrow for you guys to see about this greenhouse now that I've used it for the last month and a half, kind of how I feel about it. But I'll show you guys inside here right now. All the seedlings are doing pretty good, if I do say so myself. Got lots of tomatoes. Oh look, I recently put a little clip on TikTok about this. If you get these little guys that are stuck in their seed caps, so I know that's kind of gross, but put your spit on them. Like just a little bit of saliva usually does the trick to soften those up enough that they pop off. I learned that trick from Brad Gates, who owns Wild Boar Farms tomatoes, and he told me put saliva on the tomatoes when they get stuck in the seed caps, and I think that if he gave me any tomato tip ever, I would be like, yes sir. He's like my tomato gardening hero, and that's been a tip that has helped me not decapitate lots of seedlings. So these guys, all of these tomatoes are going to continue to grow, and I'll actually be separating these and up potting them in the glass greenhouse probably sometime within the next week. So some of these are starting to get their first true leaves. So I grow them out and they get their first leaves, and then they get their first true leaves, and I separate them at the point that they get those first true leaves. I'll show you guys all of that. And over here, the peppers are looking really good. Really good germination off of all of these. My ground cherries haven't come up a ton, but if you're trying to start ground cherries, they often take a while. So be patient with those. Sometimes, as you can see, peppers take a long time to germinate, but ground cherries take even longer. And then here, these are these plug trays of poppies that I bought. Several of these I've already got separated. Dahlias we've already separated. Will worked on that. There's some rosemary down there. And yeah, so I'm getting all this ready. And we'll continue to up pot once we get the other greenhouse. We just kind of ran out of space in here. Hey, hey, look who's coming down the driveway. Yes! Hey guys! Well, that's exciting. Those are the guys from Armosa Studio out of Florence, Alabama, and they are here to shoot our next 2 episodes of Wilder Still, which I think when you see this vlog, the next episode, it's about to drop. It's very soon. I don't know exactly when it is because I don't know when you're going to see this. Very exciting. That's such an exciting process, and I'm super pumped about these coming episodes. I feel like it's just going to give you guys such a cool look into our life and passions and community. So, oh guys, guess what? My onions made a comeback. So they looked really, really bad, but I'm feeling pretty hopeful now that they're going to pull through. See, these were the worst ones, and they're getting green again. Gotta save that cardboard. Here's all of my the cardboard all my trees came in from Stark Bros. That'll go on the ground to kill grass off. Will, how do you feel about Vigo garden beds right now?
I like them.
You still like them after all of this?
They're time consuming, but
yeah,
easy to put together.
Yeah, they are easy. So this has been in the works, also coming in a video where I'll explain it more. But we are getting these ready because I've got to plant asparagus. This is not where they're going to be. But that's the beauty of these, is you can kind of put them together and then place them where you want them. So, and over here is the beautiful window greenhouse. Hey, Wes Green.
Hi. Well, I was in the Marine Corps we did that.
Do I want to know?
We were talking about, because we're getting older and having to hydrate all the time, it's hard to catch up during the day. So then that progressed to, we could just like give ourselves IVs, and then we wouldn't have to drink. We could just keep working. Yeah. And he's like, then you could just do a port, because then you wouldn't have to like constantly be sticking yourself with needles. I was like, that's actually a really good idea. I said, in the Marine Corps, we actually did do that. Me and the corpsmen would give each other IVs under the radio tree and just sit there and not have to drink the nasty water. That's a true story.
Should that be on a video?
Why not? What are they going to do? I didn't say any names other than me, and I'm already out. Oh my gosh, I knew it was that Marine 10 years ago under the radio tree.
Look at this. That looks awesome.
Thank you.
So beautiful. Oh, this is such a lovely space. It is warm in here, huh? Say that again. Turn it off. I think I was about to say something funny.
I said I think they call that the greenhouse effect.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Weird.
Bear, have you been banished from this
There
space?
was a spot on the back wall.
Jeremiah's getting this done, and he got it cleaned out because our Mosa was coming to film and it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So he's getting that space finished. I mean, it needs to be finished anyway. We need to move plants into it. But now we have a deadline with a purpose, so we need that for videoing. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do behind the greenhouse. I'd love your input. So here's the water line. You can see this trench, which they'd filled it back in and it sunk, so they're gonna have to fill it back some more. But we're actually doing a drive off of the fence, so we can run the side-by-side behind here. But then there's gonna be this space between the greenhouse and the drive. And I'm thinking that we're gonna do a planter like around the greenhouse, just to keep from having like weeds kind of grow up there, and just have a planter. And I'm thinking here on the north side of the greenhouse, I might plant like a climbing rose up one side just for the fairy tale effect. But there's gonna be some space, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Since coming to my very freeing revelation that I don't care, I'm going to make a beautiful art project of a raised bed garden and cottage garden mix potager all around my beautiful glass greenhouse. I am free as a bird when I think about this. I'm so excited. The joy that I have felt in planting the garden is like fresh and new, and I love it. So we got these garden beds, these Vigo beds put together. These for asparagus, and then these round ones, and I'm figuring out where I'm gonna put these. I need to measure it and then draw it where the path is gonna go, but I'm thinking directly in front of and right around the greenhouse is gonna be very cottagey flowers. Think like English cottage garden with like wild cosmos and black hollyhocks, of course. Nice job, Sowards.
Congrats.
Huh?
Say congrats.
Congrats. Hey guys, what is up? I'm in my jammies. It's not jammy time, it's early, but it was really rainy today, so it kind of called for it. But I wanted to tell you guys I'm sorry for the kind of unexplained absence this week. I know I don't have to explain or apologize, but I had a handful of people message me concerned because we don't usually, you know, just not say anything and take breaks, but it just got really busy, but all with good things. Very busy with very good things. I've actually already shot a few vlogs, so there's regular content coming for you. I just haven't had time to edit. So I am calling it an early night tonight. I've got dinner in the crock pot. I'm about to start a couple of loaves of sourdough to proof overnight, and I'm going to be going to bed early because I'm transitioning into the spring schedule of early mornings. Guys, I'm so excited, and we've been filming and having really full days, but I'm so excited. I feel such a deep joy, and I don't know, going through filming Wilder Still all day today, I was just feeling, oh gosh, I'm very tired right now. So I'm gonna try not to like blubber on here, but I was just feeling such an incredible gratitude to get to do what we do. Man, I feel just so filled with praise every day of my life. I feel so much gratitude. I just want to say thank you to you guys. It's just not lost on me that you have a choice and that you choose to keep showing up here with us and cheering us on. You showing up is why we get to do this. It's what keeps it going. It's what's fueled this. It's what's given us the resources to keep growing this dream and stretching out kind of the broad reach of this umbrella of what we're doing to include more and more people and to touch more and more people. And I'm just immensely thankful. And I personally believe that when you're immensely thankful for something, you should voice that, because you just never know what your next opportunity is going to be to do that. So I'm taking the opportunity now to say thank you. bread making for me. Instant Pot just beeped. Gotta feed my kids and then go lay in my bed, whose name is Olaf, by the way. My bed is named Olaf because he likes warm hugs. That's a little kid movie reference for you. And Olaf is calling my name. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today, yesterday. I bless you. Until next time.